You won't believe the recent events. The internet is going crazy over Kirk Frost's new girlfriend's revelation. And let's just say Rasheeda did not take it well. The details are even messier than we anticipated. But the shocking part is that this isn't just any random woman. Oh no, her connection to Kirk runs deeper than anyone thought. Rasheeda's reaction? Let's just say she's not holding back this time. So what really happened? Who is this mysterious woman? And what does this mean for Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage? Pay attention because we're going to go over everything in depth. And I promise you won't want to miss a thing. Alright, get your tea because this will be a hot one. We all know that Kirk Frost has a history of cheating on Rasheeda. But this time it's different because Kirk's new alleged girlfriend, who is bringing receipts, suddenly upends their marriage just when we thought it was settled down. Kirk and Rasheeda had experienced more drama than a reality TV script could ever write. This woman has a history with Kirk that will leave you stunned. And when Rasheeda learned about it, well, let's just say she's not playing the stand by my guy role this time. What's the whole story? What did this woman reveal? Who is she? And why is Kirk being promoted on social media? Continue reading as we go further into this drama, revealing every tangled detail and dissecting Rasheeda's astounding response. The real question, though, is if this is truly Rasheeda's marriage has been put to the test more times than we can count. So let's go back to the beginning. Before we get into the most recent scandal, we need to discuss Kirk and Rasheeda's history because, let's face it, this isn't the first time Kirk's name has been involved in a mess. They created a brand together, and for a long time, seemed unbreakable. However, things took a turn for the worse when Kirk's loyalty was repeatedly called into question. For example, during Love and Hip Hop, when Rasheeda announced she was pregnant, Kirk demanded a DNA test on national television instead of celebrating the news. Can you imagine your husband questioning your pregnancy in that situation? In front of millions of people, that was the first big clue that Kirk wasn't the loyal stand-up comedian Rasheeda believed him to be. But that wasn't the worst of it. The notorious Jasmine Washington scandal followed, and this one had everyone talking. Even though Kirk initially denied having a secret child outside of his marriage, the truth finally surfaced, and a DNA test confirmed that he was the father. Rasheeda was humiliated in front of the world, and she took no action. Rasheeda decided to forgive Kirk in spite of his obvious disrespect and work on their marriage. People still find it hard to believe that she stayed with him after all of that, with fans accusing her of being too loyal for her own good and the definition of a ride or die gone wrong. However, forgiveness does not imply that trust was completely restored. And after years of accusations of infidelity, lies, and public humiliation, Rasheeda had to remain vigilant. So when it was revealed that Kirk was allegedly playing around once more, now let's get to the real tea. The woman at the CER of this latest scandal. If you thought Kirk had changed after all the previous drama, think again. Her name is insert name. The internet was wondering why he keeps doing this, and more importantly, if this would be the last straw for Rasheeda. But wait, because her accusations are even more shocking than what we've seen before. Referred to as the mystery woman if available. If unknown, she is not your typical side chick. She brought receipts, and when I tell you that she isn't scared to spill anything, she is bringing a complete presentation. PowerPoint presentations and everything else we now know indicate that, based on those with knowledge of the matter, this is more than a casual liaison. This is where it gets even messier. Kirk has supposedly been seeing this woman for months, if not longer. She isn't just exposing Kirk for cheating though, she is taking it personally. If this is true, then Kirk has been out here acting as though he and Rasheeda are no longer together, so he can run around and do what he wants. And that's not even the worst part. This woman didn't just take his word for it. She claims that Kirk lied to her about his relationship with Rasheeda, claiming that he and Rasheeda were only business partners and not husband and wife. Let that sink in for a moment. She has screenshots, text messages, voicemails, and even photos of them together in private settings. When she began posting those receipts online, social media went into a complete meltdown. People were shocked, but they were also surprised because, let's face it, Kirk's record isn't exactly spotless. And now Rasheeda is publicly humiliated once more. How did Rasheeda respond to all of this? Was this the last straw that made her decide to leave? Oh, you better prepare for the next part. Rasheeda didn't hold back because, as you are all already aware, she is no stranger to drama when it comes to Kirk. This woman has been through it all. The cheating scandal, the side baby, the lies, and somehow she always sticks by his side. But this time, it might be the tipping point. So let's talk about how Rasheeda handled this bombshell, because CIS wasn't having it. Initially, when the rumors began to circulate, Rasheeda remained silent on social media. Now, we all know how. Rasheeda went silent for days, posting nothing on Instagram, no fashion promotions, no updates from her Pretty Hustle brand, as if she was either planning her next move or trying to figure out what Kirk had been up to. However, just when fans began to wonder if she was going to entirely ignore the situation, she made a move too. Celebrities either deny it outright or go ghost, leaving fans wondering what's really going on. Post what she was attempting to express finally. Rasheeda broke her silence with a mysterious Instagram post. It wasn't a direct confirmation, but let me tell you, she said a lot without actually saying anything. The post was a straightforward quote: "Loyalty is uncommon. So if you find it, hold on to it." If that wasn't a shot fired, I don't know what is. To add even more intrigue, she disabled comments. Why would she do that if this wasn't upsetting? Unless the rumors were creeping too close to reality, that wasn't even the biggest clue that something was going on behind the scenes. The unfollow button never lies. So let me tell you, if you ever want to know if a celebrity relationship is in trouble, just look at who they're following. Turns out that Rasheeda unfollowed Kirk, and she also deleted several of his pictures from her page. The couple, who had previously presented themselves as a couple on Love and Hip Hop, now looked more like a PR disaster, and the internet went crazy. How many times will you allow this man to humiliate you, sis? People were pleading with Rasheeda to finally leave him. If Rasheeda doesn't go, I don't want to hear about Kirk ever again. But wait, because this is where things start to change. Sources close to the pair claimed that Rasheeda confronted Kirk in the rare insider information. Rasheeda didn't just ignore it. Rumor has it that she and Kirk got into a violent argument over her desire to find the truth about this mysterious woman. Become ugly. According to witnesses, Rasheeda wasn't playing games. She wanted receipts, answers, and most importantly, an explanation for why this keeps happening. Kirk, on the other hand, attempted to minimize the situation by claiming that the woman was merely clout chasing and lying for attention, and that none of the texts or photos meant anything. However, let's face it, how many times has Kirk made this claim before? Additionally, instead of making a public statement refuting the accusations, Kirk allegedly told Rasheeda that the woman was lying for attention. Kirk ceased all communication, with no comments or Instagram posts. There wasn't even a shady meme to divert attention from the drama. And if you know Kirk, you know that's not his typical tactic. So what does that mean? Is he guilty? Is he merely hoping the scandal will end? Or is he scared of what else might surface? And most importantly, will Rasheeda finally leave this toxic cycle? You won't believe what happened next at this point, because the internet was on fire, and people weren't just speculating anymore. They were demanding answers. All over social media, analyzing every post, like, and small action taken by Kirk and Rasheeda. Was this the end of their marriage? Was Kirk truly at fault this time? Or was this just another messy rumor? Let me tell you, Kirk was feeling the heat. Unlike previous scandals, when he either tried to minimize the drama or pay no attention to it at all, this time was different. He could sense that public opinion was shifting against him in a way he had never seen before. So Kirk went into full damage control mode. First, let's discuss how Kirk handled the situation in the first few days while Rasheeda was out there making cryptic posts and unfollowing him. Since Kirk did what most guilty celebrities do, he went completely silent. No statements, no explanations, not even a single post. And some people assumed that this meant he was actually innocent. You know, if Kirk was guilty, wouldn't he be trying harder to hide his tracks? Perhaps he's just ignoring the drama because it's not real, but let's be. Genuine Kirk has been in this game long enough to understand that silence can occasionally be a strategy. If you don't say anything, people won't have anything to analyze. And if you don't address the rumors, the internet will eventually move on. At least that's what Kirk hoped would happen this time. But it didn't work, and the more he ignored the situation, the worse it got. Celebrity gossip Instagram pages were blogging nonstop about it, and Rasheeda's followers were pleading with her to quit. This is where things took a turn Kirk wasn't expecting. The woman who allegedly exposed Kirk didn't just sit back and let the rumors die down. No, she went all in. She liked Shady's tweets about men who can't stay loyal, made subliminal messages on her Instagram stories, and even posted a picture of herself with the caption, "They always act." It's also important to remember the woman at the center of the scandal. Bewildered when they were discovered, she proceeded to obtain screenshots of the kill texts and, most frightening of all, alleged voice conversations from Kirk himself. Of course, Kirk hasn't verified the authenticity of those messages, but let's just say they sounded a lot like him. A specific message that went viral very fast purportedly contained Kirk saying, "You know I can't be seen with you like that. You already know how it is, but I got you what?" Kirk's tactic of being silent abruptly backfired. Kirk had to say something since his name was being dragged, and his feeble defense had only made things worse. In a now deleted Instagram post, Kirk offered the half-admitted rope, saying, "You'll really believe anything you see on the internet, Samich. I'm not even going to entertain this nonsense. Excuse me, sir." This was in response to Rasheeda's actions, and the internet was not letting this go. So he finally broke his silence. However, let me tell you, he might have been better off keeping quiet. You mean to tell me, sir, rather than flatly rejecting it, you're just calling it bullshit and hoping that'll be sufficient? But guess what? The internet tore him apart. Kirk. When they start removing posts, you know it's terrible, even though you didn't say I didn't do it. You just said you got caught. Just when it appeared that things couldn't get any worse, Rasheeda made her next move, the last breaking point, by asking everybody to pack their bags and go. Let's face it, Rasheeda has stood by her public humiliation. By Kirk through many times. She had forgiven him when he cheated, when he had a child with someone else, and when he continued to humiliate her on television. However, This time felt different because, for the first time, Rasheeda wasn't acting like the devoted, forgiving wife. Instead of ignoring it, she struck Kirk where it truly hurt, went live, and y'all, she didn't hold back during the Instagram live, which swiftly became popular. Rasheeda said, "The truth is that I've been wondering the same thing myself. Did she really say she was leaving, or did she just acknowledge that she was completely rethinking everything?" Let me tell you, that was the moment that rocked Kirk to his core because, let's face it, he never imagined Rasheeda would even consider leaving. And now, for the first time in years, she might actually try to win her back. Now, for the climactic question, what will Kirk do next? We all know his inclination. Get caught if you make a mistake. This time, he may have run out of options because the fans have turned against him, the receipts are public, and Rasheeda is finally beginning to doubt everything. Will Kirk try to win her back by saying, "I'll do better, I'll change routine"? Or is this the moment that Rasheeda leaves him for good? The next chapter of this drama is close to being finished.